Going on, guys? I got a John Deere D105. We're going to do a tune-up on it, a service, and bearings in the deck, maybe spindles, idler pulley, and a deck belt. We'll probably do two parts. This will be part one, the tune-up service on it. Right here's the mower. The John Deere D105. It runs. The customer just wants it serviced. Got 17.5 Briggs and Stratton on it. It says John Deere, but it's a Briggs. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see part 2 of this video. We'll be doing the deck. I'll just take the deck off and we'll go through it, and then we'll mount the deck back on it. First thing I always do, turn the front wheels to the left, so you can slide the drain pan right in there, and then your oil will drain right into the pan. I'm going to take this loose. That's a push and turn. Just push and turn and then pull this off. And then there she goes. Go ahead and take your dipstick out. That'll let it get air. And while that's draining, you can go ahead and be doing the other stuff to it. And this mower runs, so we're not going to pull carburetor or anything. This is just service it. Spark plug is right behind your exhaust pipe. Right here's your plug wire. Just pull it off. Just like that. Push it to the side. This one is usually it's 5/8. This one's a 13/16 socket. You probably need a short extension on it too, just so you can get it in there. Put your ratchet on, put it in reverse. Once you get it broke loose, you can take the ratchet off and then just turn the extension. So it was due for one. The one I'll put back in it will be a 5/8 plug. The socket size will be. The plug is the same. Spark plug gap is 30 thousandths. Usually they're pre-gapped, and it is. It's right at 30. Put that in. Always screw your spark plug in with your fingers, or at most use the socket and the extension to put it in. But if it don't go in easily, don't force it. You're not getting it in there and you're cross threading it. You'll mess your threads up in your head. 5/8 socket. Put it on. Stretch it back and forward. And get your socket stuck on the spark plug. There we go. Go ahead and put your plug wire back on. New spark plug in it. Oil's still draining. We'll just let that drain. Now we'll get the air filter. Most of them are not made like this. They usually have a little flap right here, and it uses a different air filter. But this one's, I guess this is something John Deere has Briggs and Stratton do on theirs. But just take them loose and lift this straight up. That's missing the pre-filter. You just lift that up from the bottom, the front of it. Just lift it up, and it comes off. 796031. I'm just going to put him a new one on it and a new pre-filter, and I'm going to wipe all this out and clean this up. The pre-filter on the air filter will actually save the air filter, where you don't have to replace the air filter every time. You can just clean the pre-filter or replace the pre-filter. But when it's missing the pre-filter, the dirt just goes right into the air filter, and now you got to replace the air filter and the pre-filter. I'll show you when I get the new filter out of the box. I'll show you what it looks like. This don't have to be immaculately clean, but you want it. You're going to put a brand new air filter in it. Try to keep it clean in here. Your air filter will stay cleaner. If it's dirty in here and you put a new air filter in there, that dirt's going to break loose and get into the air filter. You make it dirty quicker. I'd say that looks good. Right here, that's the pre-filter on the air filter. And that will keep most of the dirt out of the filter. And usually you can just take this off and clean it, because this will still be pretty clean. I mean, yeah, after a while, probably 2 years or something, you'll have to replace the air filter too, but then you just slip that down on there like that, and that looks wonderful. Wipe your cover out. Got that all cleaned up. Just set it back down on there, straight down. Just like that. Tighten these back up. When I get done with the mower, I'm going to clean the whole engine, the whole mower, and get everything looking good before I take it back. Well, the next thing we're going to do is take the oil filter off. Looks like our oil's done draining, so we can put this cap back on. It's got a little notch that you put it in, push it back, and make sure you lock it so it doesn't fall off. I don't like that design, because if it was to vibrate loose, it may come off. I mean, it feels pretty tight, but that's just a turn and pull, so it just don't look very convincing that it would stay on there. You'll need a set of oil filter pliers to get your oil filter off. But the first thing you want to do is turn your wheels back to the right. And then slide your oil pan to the other side. Just like that. Now when you break the oil filter loose, your oil will drain into the pan. And probably all over the frame and everywhere else. But we're going to wash the mower anyway, so it'll be okay. Take a clean rag, wipe this off, make sure it's clean. Just clean that. You know, let old oil out of there. Probably can't get it all out, but we can get most of it out. Just make sure this is cleaned up. Pretty decent. And then let's put our new oil filter on. A little oil on your gasket here. Just like that. And then screw it on here. You only need to do these hand tight. You don't need to use a pliers or anything like that to tighten them. Just get it as tight as you can with your hands and it's fine. You're not going to hurt it. Get it hand tight. Should be plenty. Tight enough. Wipe your oil off of it. And then we just fill it up with oil. I don't know about you guys, but it's getting harder and harder to find SAE 30 motor oil. This is Valvoline that I'm using. I'm usually a Castrol guy, but I can't find SAE 30 in Castrol anymore. Usually when I do find it, even online, it shows currently unavailable. You can find it in Valvoline, I think Pennzoil, and then you can find it like in the store name brands for SAE 30. It should be 48 ounces for most, but then some of them will hold 2 quarts, which would be 64 ounces. Wipe your dipstick off, and then let's check it. It'll probably be a little over full, and it is. So that's probably about right, 1.5 quarts. By the time I start it, it will fill the filter up, and then it will be on full. So this one would probably be 48 ounces. Go ahead and grease our grease fittings up. Pump was good on that one. Pump's good on that one. And usually on the wheel, they also have a grease fitting. Right there. There's a grease fitting. You just put your grease gut on there. And there we go. See that grease come out? That wheel's good. Now we'll do the other side. Grease fittings right there. Push it on. There we go. You probably can't see that, but grease actually popped out from right here. See on my finger? That one must have been dry. And usually I would grease the spindles too, but since it needs bearings in the deck, I'm not going to do that. I'll do that when I take the deck off. And if I can replace just the bearings in the deck, I'm going to do that. I quoted the guy for new spindles, but if I can replace just the bearings, I can save him some money just doing that. It depends on if the housing is wore out or not. Alright guys, you have successfully serviced your mower. The only thing you got left is to air the tires up to the right pressure. Usually the back is 10, the front is 14. I'm not going to bore you with that, but this will be it for part one. It's pretty simple. Take you about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. The cost is basically, most shops will charge you about 150 bucks to do this. That's counting parts and your labor and their labor. There's more to it than that. Looking up the parts, you got to order them, wait for them to come in. Probably takes you an hour to look up parts. And then when I get done with the mower, I like to clean them up because they can get really dirty just mowing with them in your yard. So you can see that's pretty dirty. But I like to clean them up before I take them back to the customer to where it looks new again. But guys, thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button, leave me a comment, share the video with your friends, especially if they've got a John Deere D105. This may help them out and they can tune their mower up on their own. This is a minor tune-up, not a major one. A major one would be where you pull the carburetor and clean it out and all that. But this one runs fine. There's nothing wrong with the running part of it. So there's no sense in taking that nicky carburetor apart and customer spending more money to that carb kit's like 60 bucks for that nicky carburetor, and then the time to rebuild it and put it back on. But we'll see you guys on the next video.